Hey everybody, welcome back. It's time, dude. Don't worry, I was grinding out feed runs last night off camera. Mercifully, I granted you mercy from feed runs. The time has come. 8:20. Shall we? Expect many losses, of course, but I'm going to start as the Ironclad. You know why? I've been playing as him for like 2 weeks. Let's be smart. What do we like? So if we're playing on Ascension, I want to take a second to build the moment. The big thing, I'm going to take this question mark rich path, by the way. Unless is there... No, there's no conceivable elite path. So let's go with max HP plus 7. But we learned, if nothing else, the value of a few different cards. I do feel the need to point that out. We definitely value some cards more and some cards less than we did before we started this excursion. Flame Barrier is one of those cards we value probably more. And actually, I think if you take a super thin deck, Rampage can get you there. But I think Flame Barrier is a little bit better and a little bit more kind of like universally useful. Not sure how I feel about Burning Pact, to be honest, but in this situation, hey, it allowed us to get through our defense faster so that we can take damage next turn. I know what I said. We learned the last thing, and you're very aware of this, I'm sure, at this point. We learned the value of a thin deck. Now, when I have over 20 cards in a deck, I fear for my life. Even 12 cards, I'm like, oh, I don't know about this one. It's a little early, though. Let's not freak out too much. We also, I think, my personal opinion, we learned the value of playing a little bit slower. That's exactly what I was looking for there. We learned the value of taking your time and of making your way downtown, walking fast, stations past, and I'm homebound. So I'm hopeful that our little sojourn actually did do us some benefit. Now, I do like a body slam. I'm gonna take it. I could be wrong in taking it. But I think especially if we can get it upgraded early, we got a real chance of doing something. Can we put out 21 damage in a single turn? I'm just trying to... You know, it helps, I think, to know what your upper maximum is for damage. I think the answer is no, by the way. But this is a pretty solid setup there. Headbutt, Wild Strike, Warcry. Nah. So I'm actually going to deviate from my original path. You know what? Another thing I think that would be valuable for me to recognize is that every Ascension run is a little bit different. You know, I live my life in these games, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, looking for shortcuts. Hold on, 39 will not split yet. Not because I'm, like, you know, too lazy to do it the way it's meant to be done. In fact, most of the time it ends up being more work at the end of the day. I just want to see. 6 will split you. So 6 defend, body slam will get you there too. Flame Barrier, body slam will hit you for 9. This will hit you for not much more than 9, but then we added an extra defend for 5. I actually think this is the way to play it, and I don't dislike this to get, you know, even if it's only 7 extra damage once. And now that I think about it, it's actually a pretty terrible play, but that's okay. Every run I think I need to recognize is kind of its own unique beast. So, you know, sometimes, yeah, hit those first floor opportunities. Just thinking here for a second. Seeing what we could draw. Sometimes, you know, I think right now we have some cards in our deck that are extremely advantageous if they get upgraded, especially like to upgrade Flame Barrier before the Guardian fight, I think is pretty, I don't want to say it's essential, but it's pretty close to essential, I think. So I'm worrying a little bit less about relics think we can afford a dual wield. A little bit less about relics. And a lot about living and a little about love. It's another important element of that. Never forget that. Not all 4-letter words are bad. Bronze scales? Okay. So we have the ability to potentially craft a kind of a defensively minded deck here. I think we'd still rather have Bash for now. Even though we only have one defend that we've added to the deck, one defensive card, it's a really, really good one. So between Thorns and an upgraded Flame Barrier, anytime an enemy hits me, they're going to get hit for 9. Well, when we play Flame Barrier. It's 3 minimum. That's real strong. I don't need to crunch the numbers. We've been down this road before. So we only need to do 7 damage. You are dead. Lucky us. Iron Wave is pretty good. I think I can afford to add it, but I don't want to add too much more before things, you know... I'm not saying they're in a bad place right now. I don't think that's fair to say. Yo, we got super lucky. I think we're actually in a very good place. Specifically for a defensive deck. So what do we do next? Definitely don't need any of those. I think we give it a shot here, because our boss is the Guardian. I think we have a pretty strong Guardian-driven deck. You know, by popping the Dex Potion, which is honestly why I saved it, this is gonna hurt, though. By popping a Dex Potion, we should stand a pretty good chance to be able to put up enough block to deal with, like, the nastiest turns that he has. I still think we're fine here. It would be very nice to kill him on this turn. Luckily, we did get there. Juzu Bracelet, sure. I'm not against it. I actually think Disarm is a great get for us here. That's a card we didn't take very much on our challenges, but now that, you know, boss fights are a little bit more, you know, dare I even say necessary. Or, you know, they're obviously necessary. What I mean is it's necessary to add things to them for us to have a good chance. Let me see here. So 10 damage. If we take 2 strength off, you're going to do 1, which doesn't matter. But I could also hit you for 11. That'll take you to 41. I'm not going to split you anyway. I'd rather do it like this, I think. We would really like to split you here. 35, 3 damage, 4 damage. Well, we might as well hit you for 4. I hate that there's 2 enemies with 29 HP left. That's an extreme bummer. I think we'll just play our hand. With no disrespect to Burning Pact. With 4 energy and a lot of 0-cost cards, or at least a few 0-cost cards, I think it starts to become a little bit more useful. For right now, I don't think Burning Pact is doing all that much for us. Honestly, just hit me with that. I think we can really rely on Flame Barrier. I mean, this could do 24 damage by itself to the boss on his 4 attack turns. So I know you're like, well, Anger plus Burning Pact, okay. Headbutt, also nice to... You know what, I actually agree. I think Headbutt... I was going to spin a yarn about how it was actually not that good for us, but I actually think Headbutt here to bring back Flame Barrier on turns where it's going to be, you know, perhaps mission critical is very nice. The real question is, do you think we could split this guy next turn? If we can split him for next turn, we definitely want to hit him with Clothesline. Sorry, if we can split him for next turn, we want to use Bash. If we can't split him, we want to use Clothesline. I think we're going to try this on for size and see how it works. We need to hit you for 26, which is not difficult at all, is what I was going to say. Not difficult at all. Alrighty, now we put up big blocks. So this is a great one. And you know, in the interim period, let's actually just dual wield the Iron Wave to make our deck a little bit, you know, less dangerous moving forward. Certainly we like a Disarm, and a Defend. I don't really care about anything else. I'm not going to make more strikes. We take a small hit, no big deal. Next turn, he takes the turn off. So let's just bring back a strike, do as much damage as possible. Probably won't have the energy to play, you know, much else there. Although, he's going to roll over in 5 damage anyway. Might as well make our deck a little better. Yeah, sure. Actually, I don't mind tossing a body slam, or a bash in there and then a body slam. Okay, you're doing 7 damage. We'll just put up 7 block, and I think, even though we take damage as a result of this, the fact that he gives us 2 turns of weakness makes it a little bit better. Okay, so we'll play this. We'll definitely just play that. I mean, he's doing nothing. 6 damage is like a joke. Flame Bear is just a dream come true here. And we'll headbutt. Probably just like a bash, I think, is good enough. He stands no chance. We basically hard counter this guy and any other enemies that are trying to kill us by hitting us multiple times. Specifically, like, this is a deck designed to destroy the birds. So I would love to see him on the next floor. So we don't even come close to healing to full. Fiendfire, Exhume, Double Tap. Double Tap is really good, but we don't have any huge attacks with the exception of maybe a Body Slam. To be honest, we were really hoping for almost like a Barricade, but I think we can still make this work. I think Exhume plus Disarm for some enemies is going to be pretty solid, especially once we make it free. It's tough, but I genuinely... Well, energy is so valuable. Yeah, you know what? I actually think Philosopher's Stone, we have like an amelioration for its what it punishes us with. Like, it sucks because enemies that hit us multiple times are going to do a lot more damage. But it's actually, like, not that bad because we have thorns. When enemies hit us, they get hit for a proportional amount. Well, not proportional, but they get hit for a lot. And I think the extra energy will make that worthwhile, to be honest. So I think we definitely want to do like this. And he might attack next turn, so why not take advantage of it, you know? He is attacking. I said like he might attack, but truth be told, I didn't really believe it. I was just kind of spinning you a yarn. He's dead. Burning Blood, I think, also would have been cool. Don't get me wrong. We don't have any strength gain of any sort. So, at 19 cards, I'm starting to feel the burn a little bit. Demon Form is really good. Don't get me wrong. And, I think a lot of this stuff is really good. But we're going to take Credit Card so our shops can be better in the future. I think another Flame Barrier is totally fine. And extra decks is not bad at all. But I really feel like this is where we have to start cutting into the deck just a little bit. And I usually do like to pull the strikes out a little faster. Might have more shops coming up anyway. I will gain 5 HP and lose a bunch of HP, and then hope to fight enemies that work for us. I don't think I can afford to take shame. Okay, this is obviously horrible. As you already knew, I'm sure. This is not my dream situation, let's put it that way. I think I'm going to store my other potion. I don't think we need to freak out yet. But I'm getting close to the freak out point. Can't kill you. I definitely still think we have to weaken you. And this is pain. Don't get me wrong. Honestly, easiest turn of my life. We do still take 5 damage. We're definitely going to engage in cowardice, by the way. I'm not sure if you've noticed, this Ascension 20, things are rough. Just to live through that is fine. Let's do the smart thing. As much as I hate it, we're going to rest now with the hope that we can not have to rest later. How do we do this in the smartest way possible? See, that's a different side of me you might not be used to seeing. I haven't always been the how do we do this in the best way possible. I think we have a pretty simple rule, all right? We might as well hit you for as much as possible, I guess. Having Flame Barrier in our hand is always something we want. This turn sucks the big one. Any turn we can have a Flame Barrier in hand is good. What's better is having 2 Flame Barriers in hand, though. Really hoping... Dude. We basically got my miracle draw, but we still have to deal with this incredible frailty. It's causing us, you know, myriad issues. Don't get it twisted. We should still live, but I'm very glad we rested. Because we almost had a very rude awakening. Infernal Blade at 1, I don't want to add yet. So I'm going to rest again. And by the way, I really want to upgrade some cards. Stone Calendar, I think, works nicely for us. Out of these, there's nothing I love. I think a second Headbutt could definitely work, but I'm going to keep pulling some basics out for now. An 18-card deck frightens me just a little bit. We have no 2-cost attacks. Well, we have 2 2-cost attacks. I don't think we actually want to do this time. And I was thinking specifically for the Necronomicon, but I don't think I want, like, any of them, to be honest. So this is still very bad. I think we take a stand and we were looking for something that did not show up. So this is a very painful turn. To not draw defends, it hurts a lot. Because that's like, I mean, that's what our deck does. It draws Flame Barrier and plays it, which is, you know, I like it because it's very simple. And I'm a simple kind of guy. We definitely, I mean, the vulnerability is nice, don't get me wrong. It sucks pretty bad. I mean, I don't know if I see us making it through the second floor here. He's already weak. Please, I beg you, Stone Calendar. It's your chance. So he's going to do 10 damage now. It's not great for me still, but I think that was the right time to pop, so to speak. Always, it's kind of an easy choice for me on this turn. We probably got him next turn, but it is hard to imagine how we're going to beat the boss. This will do 15. We need to do 11. Easy enough. Yikes. I don't think more draw is a bad thing. I'm actually, just to be honest, I'm very skeptical we're gonna live even, like, temporarily, to be honest. I think we really need to play probably all of our defense if possible. We still take 12 damage, and that was like the best turn we could have mustered there. Let's get a bash going. To survive this fight by itself would be kind of miraculous. Let's crunch the numbers. We can get to 18 block, we'll live with 1 HP. Or, alternatively, if I hit you with this, you should do 18 damage. Thank God my math checked out. Okay, so this keeps us alive with 4 times the amount of HP originally considered. I do think a ghostly armor at this point, you know, you gotta give it your all, you know. No, get rid of this. Dual wield is probably worth keeping around for now. Yeah, so we're gonna die. It's pretty much a guarantee. And I do want to say, I feel like the start of this Ascension run, despite our imminent demise, has not been that bad. I feel like we've put into practice a lot of the lessons that we've learned, and just because it didn't work immediately, hey, who cares? You know, that's life. Bring back Flame Barrier. I don't know what kind of actionable advice I have for, like, my past self. If there's anything I'm annoyed with, it's definitely that. Might as well put a disarm back into play, at least. Because, like, I don't really feel like there was much we did on this run that constitutes an insane failure. And we're not dead yet, let's be fair. To me, in this case. But definitely the writing, I wouldn't say is on the wall, but it's close. In fact, I would say it's on the wall. We can't do it. There's nothing that renews exhausted cards except for Exhume. We'll add an uppercut to the deck, and we will rest. But this seems like one of those famed double Ascension videos. But I'm proud of myself, if nothing else, and maybe, like, literally nothing else. For at least... I don't know if that's going to end up being worth it, but... for at least that we stuck to our principles. I thought we played our game, so to speak. What are you going to take, dude? I got no good cards. The way that we win is flame barriers on multiple attack turns. Really just flame barriers in general. We would really like to have them with body slams, but it's a hard thing to guarantee. Would have been a really nice turn to draw flame barrier, to be honest with you. But not a whole heck of a lot we can do about that. So we are kind of, I wouldn't say killing time, but we're trying to, I mean, Stone Calendar is going to kill the other enemy for us. We should probably definitely kill you, though. I don't even know if we'll live through this turn. We will not live through this turn. I think it's 5th, 16. Okay, our best block is this. It still will not get us there. But you know what? Lesson learned on this one. Keep in mind, we did also start with no advantages except a little bit of extra max HP on this run. So I'm actually feeling like we've done an okay job. And I'm not disheartened. I'm like 1% disheartened, if any. Lose all gold, random rare relic. Now, interesting. This allows us to roll a very thick deck. Sorry, very thin deck. And I think I do, as mentioned recently, respect the thin deck. Do I respect the thin deck more than an upgraded, more than upgrading a card? I think removing a basic probably does beat... sadly, I don't think we can really roll any of these, but I'll add a Sword Boomerang just because we need some kind of gas early. I do think removing a basic strike matters more, yeah, to be 100% honest with you. So we'll try to... Let's put it this way. It's one run in the whole scheme of things, so... If it turns out I'm incorrect, then I'm incorrect, and we die, and we come back with the silent tomorrow. Tempting, but you know, I'll try a hemokinesis, even though I don't think we can afford. Let me go. That hurts. This okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that. At least worth a shot. So we're gonna cut our basic strikes out here. Can always upgrade, and this is, you know, the price we have to pay, maybe. Dude, we have to fight an elite, I'm just noticing as well, which is very dangerous. In fact, I'm trying to conceive of a situation where we can defeat one of these elites, and I'm not sure I see it. But you never know. Nothing set in stone yet. With potions, that could help. Another sword boomerang. I mean, I genuinely do think Iron Wave works here. Brutality, you could kind of build like a Rupture sort of deck. Dude, I really want Rampage. That was kind of like the whole reason. In my head, that's what I want Toke for, you know? It's going to be really hard to get this guy. One thing's for sure, you have to play Bash when it shows up. Will we live through our next turn? Yes. So I think for now, I mean, we don't have anything to defend anyway, so it's all about living. Meat on the bone can keep us in there as long as we get the attacks necessary to live. And we did. Alma Mori is very nice. I actually think a spot weakness in a thin deck can be pretty good. Blue Candle is very nice. Okay. Alright, we're still in here. Don't really need to play Ascender's Bane. Yeah, a Rupture would actually go very nicely in this deck right now. Because we have a lot of opportunities to easily gain strength. It's going to be hard to do like 27. No, 23. Never mind, it was extremely simple. None of these work right now. And we're going to continue. Just cut some of these dang old basics out of there. We don't have a great setup yet, but we have like the shell for a and you know what, I think anything we could. Dude, thank you. You're too good to me, to be honest. We have the shell, in my opinion, of a very nice kind of strength building deck. I hate to do it, but you really have to go. Doesn't quite put us below half. If we play our cards right, we could probably get a big heal. Or we could play this card, which is the right card, and not have to worry about it. So a headbutt is kind of funny. We really don't need it in such a thin deck, but because the deck is thin, we'd be able to use it more often, but I don't think it's necessary. You know, this is actually legitimately a tough one. Because I don't know how we're going to get enough block to kill this guy. Fair enough. I mean, that full stop. I guess we could just spot weakness him until we're strong enough to body him. But it's going to be a bit of a pain in the butt for sure. Like, this turn sucks real bad, dude. Yet, I think we just take it. We only have one block. So, I mean, I'm not playing... I would prefer not to play a speed potion to try to take advantage of that. Let's put it that way. So we love a spot weakness. We need to live. So I would say, like... Previously, you know, we might have been a little hoity-toity about it. Now we don't have much of a choice in the matter. So... 18. It's alright, we're going to have 2 HP left. We're going to crush them next. Don't even worry about it. So how do we get through this? Oh, it's so simple. We hope for the best. Hope is a powerful thing. Okay, here's what you do. Catch him with this. Catch him with this. And then you hit him with one of these and you go out on your own terms. We're going to do another one here because I'm feeling actually pretty switched on. I think my major mistake there was trying to get a relic out of the dice roll, which cost us so much HP. So our random rare is Barricade. You may be very surprised to find that I actually think Barricade, after going through the challenges, I think that Barricade is a pretty good random in the sense that it gives you a foundation to build around. Now that we have Barricade, first off, we have a great upgrade target early, which is a nice way of saying the card, it's unplayable at 3 energy. 12 plus 9, we can't get you, brother, so I hate it, but this is the way you gotta do it. This guy, you're at the mercy of draw. That's all it comes down to. We also know, and we'll take a Carnage because we need damage early. We also know that we would love a, we'd love body slams. And we already love good blocks, but we'd love them even more. But body slam and entrench in particular, it's what makes a potential Barricade deck tick. We got a real issue because right now they suck. So what I'm thinking is I'll hit these question marks, and my whole goal is to have a question mark that allows me to upgrade a card. If we could accomplish that one simple task, the world would be our burrito. And really, I don't know, do you take Barricade or Entrench as our... Probably... I mean, you gotta look to Iron Wave now as being pretty good. Upgraded card? Upgraded card, okay. Barricade getting better is extremely good, but Entrench getting better makes it literally playable, which I think is unbelievably important. This was the wrong way to play this. They have more HP. Honestly, more HP doesn't strike me as that bad, but I could regret that decision as time goes on. I mean, you're dealing 15 damage per turn. It's getting nasty. This is where you pop this, I think, and you go, okay, 10, 11, 11. With 2 of them dead, which is not the situation we're in. With 1 of them dead, I'm not saying we're set. Keep in mind, you know, I jumped through hoops to get here as well. This is basically a stalling maneuver until we get as many carnages as we can muster. This is a break-even turn, I'm not sad. This turn, I'm a little sad about. If you get carnage, you also want to get maybe something that could block so you don't take so much damage in the future, but hey, that's our dream turn right there, and I'm very happy I upgraded Entrench. That made that turn possible. A single attack. I still think Defend beats Barricade right now. It's a bit of a race against time, don't get it twisted. We're 1 suboptimal turn away from Oblivion. I like it. It gets the blood pumping. Look at this. Now we got 2 turns to stay afloat here. You gotta love it. Next turn is for all the marbles. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I'll be back to play as the Silent next time. If you did enjoy the episode, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. It feels good to be back.